The J, the I, the M, the M, the Y, the J, the I, the M. It's Jimmy. It's Jimmy. Well, there's nobody here, but you know, I gotta speak.
Good afternoon. My name is Jimmy Gulzar. I've been keeping my mouth shut for so long, and now finally I can speak.
In 1998, with the Spice Girls at the height of their girl power, Dutch dancer Jimmy Gulzar wooed and wed scary Spice Mel B in a whirlwind fairy tale romance. Barely 18 months and a baby daughter later, the marriage was over.
I can never, ever, ever trust Melanie again.
From the jet-set life of a Spice spouse, after the divorce, Jimmy found himself booted back to reality.
It was me against the Spice Girls machine, and somebody had to suffer.
His spending came under attack. His sexuality was called into question. Then he was accused of assaulting a child.
Nobody knows me. They just know my face. They see this arrogant, greedy, gay, criminal, child molester. It's like what they say here in England, shit sticks. Well, I know what that means now.
Just 5 years ago, Jimmy Gulzar lived a carefree life of obscurity in Amsterdam. A classically trained dancer, he was scraping a living on the Dutch club scene. Hoofing his way through fashion shows and go-go dancing in nightclubs, he was unaware of what fate had in store. It was on a night out with friends that Jimmy first clapped eyes on the Spice Girls.
Get on, get on!
When the girls came on, I thought, well, you lot are the Spice Girls. Let me see what this is really about. I was no big fan of the Spice Girl whatsoever. So they did a couple of tracks, and I thought, you lot need some dancers. Boom, a year later, I was on the tour. Melanie comes towards me straight away and says something like, ooh, mine is sexy, isn't it? So we start dancing, rehearsing, and Melanie started to take my hat, take it with her in a hotel room, and doing all these games kind of things. And I thought to myself, well, that's good, it's all good, because end of the day, that's going to work for me on stage. If we have a vibe going on, it's only good for me on stage.
In the plum role of Mel B's Spice Boy double, Jimmy set off with the girls on their mammoth 1998 world tour.
Life is fast, which I like. It changes, every day is something else, which I like.
Seems like the day never ends.
You only have to take care of that your body is healthy, you have food 3 times a day, you're getting paid £1,000 a week. So basically, you're having a life. Girls would have their private jet and the dancers would go by bus. Melanie and Emma would come on the bus often. First of all, I think to be with me, and secondly, because they enjoyed it, it was much more fun.
Together every day, on stage and off, the attraction between Mel and Jimmy grew stronger. But it was still a few weeks before Jimmy first got Mel all to himself.
We was in Paris. Me and Mel decided to have a date for the first time. It was all official and I was nervous. She comes down in the elevator and it was like I remember well, it was a glass elevator. She had her hair differently, not as scary Spice, just as Melanie. We had an amazing evening. There's where we made love for the first time. There, I think, I started to admit that I felt more for this girl than I admitted before.
As the Spice Girls wowed their fans the world over, Mel and Jimmy became inseparable.
We was on tour, we had a week off, we went to south of France because we wanted to be together. There is where we just basically put our future on the table. And she decided to stop taking the pill. It was so annoying, I remember, because from the moment that she decided to stop taking the pill, every single day she would get a pregnancy test. She would do a pregnancy test. That I would just like, you know what, that's not how it should be. Just take it easy, and when it comes, and let's just take it that way.
Let's do it!
Jimmy now lives alone in a 3-storey bachelor pad in Willesden Green, North London.
Willesden Real Green, I call it. Come, let me show you around a bit. My kitchen is, they say the kitchen is the heart of the house. It is true. I love cooking. Oh, what's in my fridge? It's not yet finished, but this should be the dining area. They're yogis. This is my living room. There's one thing I like, just sitting down with friends and slinging off MTV videos. Now we're in my bedroom, which is not finished yet. This wall thing, this gold, it was something I had in my mind, but it just didn't work. Yes, the house is big, yes, and I'm really thankful for it, that my child can just run around in here exactly the same way she does at home. Otherwise, the balance of where her mother lives and here would be a bit uneven. I don't think that the neighbors are that keen on me. We had like a party here with my birthday. It was like, it was a good party. I invited, well, I didn't even invite them, but I told them that there would be noise and stuff. It went on till 9 o'clock, which is a bit early. I read in the newspapers the next day that the neighbors called it the party from hell, which for me was good because that means it was a good party.
As Jimmy's relationship with Mel became official, he was welcomed into the Spice Girls' inner circle, and he discovered what really went on behind the scenes.
They sit together, they gossip constantly. You know who I most feel sorry for? For Mel C, because they talk behind her back. They talk behind her back. They always make jokes over her, they always talk about her, and that is, I think that's dirty.
I mean, we're doing exactly what we want to do. We're getting our music out there. Do you know what I mean? So if we can't go down the shops without someone asking for an autograph, which is really nice, do you know what I mean? Then, oh, I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry. She put me off. Sorry, Mel.
Go on. I can't remember.
Smack me.
Only a few weeks after their first date in the city of romance, the Spice tour took Mel and Jimmy back to Paris.
And I had this beautiful bouquet of roses with some lyrics out of a song of Luther Vandross. Never too much, never too much. Do, 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 do. It was that. I went on my knees and asked her to marry me. And she said straight away yes. You know, I have good memories about the first period when we met.
But Jimmy and Mel weren't the only Spice couple in a hurry to get hitched. They had strong competition in the shape of Posh and Bex.
I'm embarrassed now, stop it.
As Posh and Scary went head-to-head in the race to be first Spice bride, Jimmy and David battled it out in the fashion stakes.
What we say, rah, that's a big wardrobe, but believe me, it has nothing to do with being rich. Since the age of 6, I've been loving clothes. And what about the shoes, isn't it? Ah, boots. The boots, boots, boots. David is a wicked geezer. He would come around the house, get his tattoo done. I know that with certain things, he is inspired by a certain style that I am wearing. We went to Gautier and bought that sarong together. I had one, he had one, because I think it looked wicked on him. For me, you can't buy style.
Soon after they were engaged, Melanie discovered she was pregnant. Huge excitement greeted the news that the first Spice baby was on the way. But this wasn't to be the only shock announcement. Halfway through the tour, disaster struck the Spice camp, and 5 became 4 when Ginger Spice Jerry Halliwell sensationally quit.
Jerry. There was this thing between Melanie and Jerry that the first one who would leave the group would be the most successful one. Melanie told me that she was already planning her solo career, and I think that's the reason why Melanie got so angry with Jerry, because Jerry got the balls to leave before she could do it.
Jerry Halliwell, otherwise known as Ginger Spice, has announced she's left the Spice Girls, ending days of speculation about her future.
I think the girls had to do a lottery show, and she wanted to go and do this breast cancer program. We were in the car at the moment. I sat next to Melanie when she found out that Jerry's not going to do the lottery show. She made such a huge deal out of it, and there's where the whole argument started. Surprisingly, because Melanie showed me that she was really close with and told me that how close she was with Jerry. Melanie and Jerry have a relationship with each other what goes deeper than a lot of people think.
I know you're thinking what's going on, but I'm thinking the same. What's going on here.
No, listen.
This is like this hate thing going on. Okay, I think we should make up now.
I don't know what it is, really.
Kiss and make up.
It's like when you're at school and you hit someone who you fancy, really.
Yeah, because I really do, man.
After Jerry left the group, she was just slagging off Jerry and all that. She did exactly the same thing with me. Because of that, on it, you can see that there was a deeper thing going on there between Jerry and Melanie than just only be members of the group. Because I don't think if any other member of the group would have left the group, that Melanie would have been so negative towards too. But Melanie was just hurt that Jerry left the group because they were really, really close.
Jerry, you're going to the wedding.
Whose wedding?
Mel's.
I haven't been invited.
Just 4 months after their first date, with the bride already 3 months pregnant, Jimmy and Mel married in a spectacular showbiz white wedding. The wedding was kept firmly under wraps by OK Magazine, who paid the couple £500,000 for the exclusive pictures.
It was me, my brother, because my brother was my best man, in the car, and what I saw then was like, I never ever expected that. We couldn't even drive through that little road. There was police, there was all fans, they were banging the cars. It was so bad, they were just with their hands and kicking the cars and everything. The best thing was coming out of the car while we was inside the gate and coming out, and my whole family was just all in white. Everybody was just in white. This is my wedding suit, the gold jacket, I think the hat is still in the manor house. I just stood there in front of the altar with my hat in my hand, waiting for Melanie to arrive. She made me wait for half an hour in front of the altar. She comes in with her dad, and she just looked amazing. She just looked amazing. It was quite emotional. Me and Mel, we start crying at a certain point, looking at each other, start crying, looking at each other, starts laughing. Just out of the church, get back into the tunnel again. They threw all these white leaves, flowers on us. It was just, you know, a fairy tale.
Before moving to Britain to be with his bride, Jimmy grew up in Holland. For his birthday, he returns to visit his family.
We're in Amsterdam, yay! Yes. This evening we're going to go to a bar of my younger brother. My whole family is going to come there. Can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, yeah, it's this one. But wicked. Younger brother. This is the older one. The older brother, Rudy.
I'm the strongest.
He was very naughty when he was little. Me and my sister have to babysit them, the 3 boys. So that's why I know how naughty he was.
I hate to talk about it on my birthday, but I brought Melanie here to this place. She met my family. As you can see, they're just, you know, lovely people, wicked people. We gave her love. We gave her warmth. One day I hope she will realize it, and then we can be friends.
We didn't know her that good, but what we saw from her, we liked. We were happy for him. Say, maybe he's gonna change, he's getting serious now, he's gonna be a daddy. So then you feel sad, because we ourselves come from a broken family.
If I think back how short of a time, really and truly, I've been with Melanie before we got married, I can't believe it. Really and truly, she decided that we are gonna get married. I was in love with this girl. She decides that she wants to marry me. Wow, that's what everybody wants. So, and that's what I did.
Do you think you married too soon?
No. She says 3 months pregnant, having known him for 4 months. No, don't be silly.
Her perception of marriage was this cloud where she would sit on and we would just float. It's almost like she said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you fit in my dream, and we're gonna have a baby, and we're gonna have a beautiful house and a dog and some trees, and that's my dream. And then the dream became reality, and there is where it went wrong.
Now living in Holland, Jimmy's mum Ilse emigrated from South America with her 5 young children after her husband left in the 70s.
Look, see? It's even here styling.
She had doubts about Jimmy and Mel's relationship from the start.
The first thing I said to her, it is too soon. You are so famous and Jimmy's not. How do you handle that? She understands what I say, but she don't care about that because everything what's hers is Jimmy's too.
My mum was a bit scared that they would, that people would be suspicious because I would be the one who would have money, wouldn't be famous, and she would, so that my mum would be scared that how people would receive that.
It was Jimmy's new mother-in-law who was particularly suspicious.
Melanie had known Jim 3 months. She told me she was going to marry him. And I'd heard a lot from the other girls about him that I didn't like. But I had to see for myself.
We were just going to shop after shop after shop. And each shop that we went to, Jim was spending money as though that's water.
Martin wanted to knock him out, didn't he? That ain't the answer, just knock him out. I said, you can't do that.
It was terrible for me to see Mel's parents pretend that Jimmy was like a criminal. And I was very sad about that. It is not ended yet. It is still going on.
The first time I met Mel's mum was at a party in Leeds. It was nice till Mel's mum got drunk that it became so obvious that Mel had to go and put her aside and told her off. Melanie's relationship with her mum is a weird one. Melanie is not an easy one, but her mother, I mean, I don't know, I think that she's on a different planet because it is about, you know, presents, and I'm not talking about no shoes, and I'm talking about cars, Rolexes, houses, kitchens. This girl, she's trying to satisfy her mother, and her mum doesn't even see it because it is never okay. She always wanted to be with the girls and with the in crowd. She even starts dressing like her daughters, stuff like that. The woman wants to be a Spice Girl herself.
I actually told Melanie and Jim to the faces, I says, Jim, I think that you're marrying Melanie for her money, and I think you're gay. That's how I felt, what I'd seen. I was frightened.
There goes Mum on TV. I told Jim in his face, she talks like that, innit? I told Jim in his face that he's gay and he marries Melanie for her money. Let me tell you this, nobody ever told me that in my face. Like I said, I did the ballet academy. I worked in a gay-minded club. So don't get me wrong, there's many people out there who thought I would be gay, or who hoped, let's say, who hoped I would be gay. But every time I had to disappoint them.
In his early career as a dancer, Jimmy performed in Amsterdam's notorious gay club, The It.
We're in front of the It Club. This is where I was dancing in the weekends, when it would be the big parties, standing on a stage, earning my money, and having fun.
The press had a field day when they got hold of the photos of Jimmy podium dancing at The It, wearing nothing but a pair of Versace underpants. He was given the job by his dance teacher.
Jim was one of the people who were in my class. So I saw his talent, I saw his dancing, I saw everything, and he was pretty good, very good in the things that I did. We made the shows for The It, and we were dancing on the stage, on the small stage, like freestyle dancing. We had a lot of drag queens and a lot of extreme things happening over there.
I'm not embarrassed for anything I did ever in that club, never. Because I did it with my full conscience, knowing full well I'm not gay, so I'm untouchable.
Well, I slept with Jim in several hotels. In twin beds. Well, he never touched me, but maybe I'm not his type. I don't know now. As far as I know, I mean, no, he's not. As far as I know. This is Jim. This is Jim with hair. Jim in The It, always sleeping.
My house, where I used to live, is just over the bridge. It's one of the most beautiful places in Amsterdam. I'm still 45. Look, my bedroom. They left it, no curtains. Here was, I think it was Female and Partners, was like a sex shop. Yeah, it does bring back, well, good memories, really good memories. Ladies of Jibbles. Yo, broom, 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 broom! Ralphie! Ralphie boy. It's Ralph, one of my best friends. I was living in London as well, but came back to Amsterdam, lost it over here, drives a wicked limo. All right then, bro, in a bit ski.
I actually spent a lot of time with Mel when I was living in London. They seemed in love, but at the same time, I think they're very similar. So there was always a lot of arguing. There's always a lot of conflict. You know, not in an unhealthy way, but they were very, I think, very similar. And Jim's a very difficult character, can be, and Mel's, I guess, extremely demanding and bossy as well. So they had their struggles.
A few months into the marriage, with Melanie heavily pregnant, the cracks started to appear.
I think that with any healthy couple that happens, the first thing what suffers is your sex life. That's the first thing. I never, ever used any Viagra. I'm a very healthy young man when it comes down to that. I find pregnant women beautiful, but not in a sexual way. I'm sorry, not in a sexual way, and I can love you so much, but to go and have sex with somebody who's pregnant, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. I mean, to be really honest, you have a baby in that belly. And I don't want to sound, I don't want to go into details, but you just, you know, to be straightforward, for a man to go and poke in there, it's just, it's weird. For me, it was weird. Let me not speak for other men, but I think that they agree with me there. I hope so. And if not, well, then it's me. But, you know, it's something beautiful. It's something... And you're not going to go and poke in there because, you know, you're scared as well.
There's a new baby Spice. Mel B, otherwise known as Scary Spice, has become the first Spice Girl to have a baby.
All the girls were there. They came and see Melanie. And the mums were there and everything. It was all nice. My child was born. Amazing. Amazing. It is like he was on drugs almost. It's the best drugs ever.
And how does being a dad compare to your professional career?
Just being a dad. I think being a dad is a professional career, I think. I've seen it all happening. And to see, you know, the little quiff coming out and it's just amazing. What is the first thing what you want to do as a father? You want to go and celebrate it, get pissed, because today is your day. That is what I wanted to go and do till I got my mother-in-law going to her daughter, what's this about this and that, this and that. So I done the wrong thing again by saying that I wanted to go and celebrate because Melanie wanted me to stay in the hospital.
Soon after the birth of their daughter, Mel headed to LA, leaving Jimmy at home.
I get a phone call from LA. It's Melanie, sounding all drowsy and what was that? Were you just sleeping? No, I just come out of my anesthetic. And I said, well, anesthetic? What? Why? This, that? And she's like, well, you know, just done a boob job. Now, I was not against Melanie having a boob job, but I was against having, that she would have the boob job done so quickly after having our baby. You know, I'm not a breast man anyway. You know, you have always the breast man, or you have the bum man. And I'm more of a bum man anyway. But all I know is that I have them in my hands and I like natural. Sorry.
I didn't make them bigger, these are all fully natural. I was a double F before I started out, now I'm a C.
She claims that she didn't have a boob job. It is so obvious that you've done a boob job, so just speak up. And that is Spice Girl power. That is girl power. Not doing a boob job and going and hide yourself behind it. No, I haven't done it while your breasts are almost around your chin. You probably can already sense that there is where we started to drift properly from each other.
Although they were still living together in the manor house, Mel and Jimmy were leading completely separate lives.
One morning the bell goes, it is dry cleaning and they need to get paid. I go in the drawer and I find this little, what is it, wallet where she keeps her cards in and everything. And always some change. Go in it and I get out a picture of her and this blonde geezer who I know as Max Beasley in my kitchen. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute here. I never saw this this Max Beasley in my kitchen. I never saw him in my house. When was this picture made? A couple of days later, we're in the TV room and I see this double videotape of Tom Jones and I recognize the same guy, Max Beasley.
What do you mean, sir, by daring to burst into this lady's chamber in this outrageous manner?
One night, we're lying in bed and she asked me to watch this video of Max together. And I was like, you know what, this stinks. Fine, I'm lying in bed and suddenly I feel something, you know, sticking in my back and I'm like, you know, and I recognize it as the tin, what is around the condom. I check the cushion and the condom is gone. I'm thinking, wow. I asked her, I affronted her about that. I said, hey, what, I found condom paper in our bed. What's happening? It's probably my sister. A week later, I wake up and I see a nice big picture of my wife and Max Beasley in Barbados.
Better watch out when you close your eyes, 'cause I can see your lies. Little lady, try to sleep tonight. The devil's got your eyes.
Spice Girl Mel G has left the country after announcing that her 16-month marriage to Jimmy Gulzar has ended. Scary Spice arrived early this morning with her 10-month-old daughter, leaving her husband behind at their mansion in Buckinghamshire.
After Jimmy divorced Mel on the grounds of her adultery, the couple embarked on a bitter custody battle over their daughter.
My little girl has just been here the weekend, and let me see what kind of a mess she left for her daddy. Yep. I'm gonna get some blinds for her today, actually. I love being a dad. What you feel for your child is a love that goes beyond any other love.
Jimmy's own dad left when he was little, and he is determined to be a more hands-on father.
It's a big issue in my life that I don't want to be like my dad. Although I did panic when we divorced, and I thought, oh no, I'm going the same way. And that's why I'm here to fight. That me and my daughter, will have a good relationship with each other. Almost 100 grand I spent last year on my lawyers going, and I still don't know.
Weekend dad Jimmy has turned one of the spare rooms into a nursery for his daughter's visits.
I can laugh with my daughter as much as I can laugh with my friends.
Jimmy has been asked to take part in a radio show to discuss custodial rights for divorced fathers.
Ah, Jim,
Hey,
how you going, man?
Good,
Remember
thank
from
you.
last time?
I do.
Deirdre?
Hi, Jimmy.
How do we do this?
Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
nice to meet you too.
Good evening and welcome to the ladies' room. This is my very special guest, Jimmy Gulzar. We all know that when a marriage breaks down, Jimmy, as yours did to Mel B,
Yes.
you know, and there's a child or children involved, the kids invariably get to stay with the mother.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, I don't understand. I think that we're living in a bit of a old-fashioned way to think that dads are not able to take care of their kids. I think that we're so wrong about that. And I think that
Jimmy has also written a song about being a weekend dad. It is yet to be released. And in another bid for coverage, he decides to vent his feelings at Speaker's Corner.
Here I stand today on this wobbly crate to speak about the father's right.
He tips off a tabloid which sends a photographer to cover the event. Possibly the bad weather keeps everyone else away, but his girlfriend Emily comes along for moral support.
How it is for a father when a marriage breaks up. As fathers, we gave them a promise and a right. A father's right. Thank you.
I don't think that I could have met a better person than her after all what happened.
Well, actually, I'm quite proud of how we met because it's like one of the most showbiz things I've ever done. We went to this after premiere party thing, my nice little back dress on, and I was so nervous because I've never seen so many big A-list sort of Hollywood stars in my life, and I was there dancing with Leonardo DiCaprio, but I only had eyes for one person, and that's how we met.
People warned her not to go out with me. She was in this girls' band at the time, which I didn't know. It sounds now like I'm looking for anybody in a girls' band, or no, it's not like that. And they warned her not to go out with me.
The most important people didn't. My mum, my dad, and my sister, they all met him really early on, and they loved him.
We went through our turbulent times, but
He's impossible to argue with. The only reason.
Well, how do you mean impossible?
Because he's always right. That's men, isn't it? They're always right. He's always right. You can't argue with a man who thinks he's right.
As Mel and Jimmy divorced, the arguments began in earnest. As well as the custody battle, their lawyers spent months wrangling over alimony. Jimmy won't confirm what he eventually received, but it was estimated to be about £700,000.
I meet people on the street when I would go out. Men would come up to me and would go, "Come on, man, what are you doing? Take half. Why don't you, go and sell this girl out, take half, and that's it." And I was like, wow, maybe that's your thingy, but sorry, I'm not like that. I would like to say that whatever I had, I would like to see it as a loan.
During the marriage, insider gossip fueled rumours about Jimmy's spending sprees. The tabloid press nicknamed him Jimmy Goldcard.
Bellini was doing her promotion stuff, and she was pregnant, highly pregnant. She couldn't go every day out in town, so what did she do? She gave me a gold card. Fair enough, I can go into town, and I can go and do the shopping, which I did. Every time I would go shopping and buy things for the house, I would do it on the gold card. And not everything, little things what I could buy, I would buy, of course. And don't get me wrong, in the beginning it is fun, but at the end I got sick of it. Seriously, I got sick of it. When we got separated, even, on that day, I gave the card back to her.
But the gold card allegations were just the beginning. Cast adrift by the spice machine, press reports of wild parties and a shady sex life began to add to his bad boy image. It got even worse when the ex, Mr. Scary, was arrested for allegedly attacking a child on a day out at London Zoo. The case has already been adjourned once, and today Jimmy has been recalled to court to face a charge of common assault.
It starts to take its toll, yes, definitely. After court case in, court case out. And the funny thing is, people believe what they read, don't they? I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm really upset.
The case is adjourned for a second time and Jimmy's life hits an all-time low. Another damaging story about him has been leaked to the press.
Just got the newspapers. I heard the story in the newspapers. It says bank grabs penniless Gulzar's house. Mel's ex pays price of high life. What high life? It just basically says that I don't have any money anymore. Which is true.
With the money from his divorce settlement all gone, Jimmy has to try and find work for himself. Unable to dance professionally because of a back injury, he decides to try modelling.
Ooh, these are good.
And this is like a photo shoot I done, last year.
I do think you could model, definitely.
Thank you.
I think you've got a very, very interesting look. If you wasn't known, you could model. But it's going to take that much more hard work on your part just because, and just basically because of what your reputation is.
I don't see it as a problem.
Yeah.
I will change that as long as I get that chance.
Jimmy is also doing the rounds of A&R men trying to get his record released, so far with no success.
I know that you can boogie. Okay, yeah?
We can go wider. Well, I can sing a note here and there, but not big. But I'm just trying to make the best out of my talent.
Yeah.
It takes brains to make you a survivor in this game. It takes a man that made his life is going down the pan. I am what I am. I am a strong black man. You can try and break the spirit, but it won't cave in. You understand?
Who represents you now in some form of managerial capacity, as they say?
I do it myself at the moment.
That's you and you?
Yeah, because, at this stage, I don't know why you have to go and pay somebody 20%. Well,
of nothing.
Exactly.
No, it's been a pleasure, homeboy.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Definitely.
Thank you. It's a different A&R meeting that I usually have.
Yeah? What kind of A&R meetings do you normally have?
Oh, well, you know what? Oh, who are you? Oh, yeah, okay. No, we don't like this, but leave your CD anyway.
Oh, no.
Neither the model agency nor the record company has followed up on their meetings.
Strong black man, you can try and break the spirit, but it won't cave in, you understand? I have no work, so I have no income, so how am I going to go and live? How am I going to go and create a life here for me and for my child? Don't get me wrong, this is not like a begging situation. I'm going to go and beg now, like, oh, please give me work. So I'm not begging, I'm no beggar, but what I deserve is a fair chance.
2 years on from his divorce, the shadow of his life with Mel still looms large for Jimmy.
This is Mel's documentary, which he did a while ago. I can look now at Melanie and don't feel anything. She's so gorgeous. Not Melanie, I mean.
Your feelings towards Jimmy right now, at this point?
He's the father of my child, and I've got a beautiful daughter, and he's not the man I thought he was. Apart from that, what else can I say?
So,
I like talking about people who sell stories, because I think you sell your soul to the devil.
This is just something she has to take. Take it or leave it. And knowing Melanie, or she says something negative about it, or she will turn her face and she will claim that she never saw it. Well, I know that she will.
Jimmy's house is up for sale and he's hoping to buy a loft in the East End. Still waiting to hear from the model agency, he lands himself an assignment on the catwalk at London Fashion Week.
You can see some of Jimmy Gulzar's finest moments again in clips now streaming on the BBC Choice website at bbc.co.uk/choice. Next up, it's Fish.